What's up guys, ArchAngel Manga here, and you are watching episode 3 of the Sunday Archive. Now I know, technically today is not a Sunday, today is Monday, Easter Monday, which means it is a bank holiday, so we're going to kind of treat this like this is a Sunday. You know, I have generally been, doing a bit of spring cleaning, generally relaxing about the house, so to me it feels like a Sunday, but it is actually Easter Monday. So anybody who celebrates Easter, happy Easter, I hope you've got all the eggs and you're celebrating the resurrection of Jesus and things like that. If obviously you're Christian, obviously anybody who isn't Christian, just hope you have a great day. So yeah, a few things I want to discuss. These Sunday Archive videos, I've kind of been pushing them out and trying to get keep on schedule. And so yeah, I'll kind of start off with a few things that I'm reading and watching at the moment. I'm currently now on volume 2 of Buddha. I haven't started it yet. I've just finished volume 1, so I can't wait to start reading this. Volume 1 had a really great ending. Left on not necessarily a cliffhanger, but I definitely wanted to know more of the story. Something I recently got, Kill la Kill box set 1, which came damaged. If you've seen my unboxing video of this, then you know how unsatisfied I was with not the presentation of this, but just generally how it came and how it's boxed and packaged. I've seen the first episode of it dubbed and subbed, and I think I'm really going to enjoy the series. My cat is in the way. Move. So yeah, topic of today's discussion. I was actually going to be doing a discussion on people who don't support the industry, but I wanted to kind of brighten things up a little bit. That's going to be a topic for a different day, as I'm having a really good day today. The sun's shining, and I want to kind of keep things positive. So this video is going to be my beginner's guide to collecting manga. I'm going to basically be discussing how the easy ways and the kind of the life hacks that you can exploit, or not necessarily exploit, but take advantage of when it comes to buying manga and kind of cutting down the costs, because let's all face it, guys, it is a very expensive hobby. There's so many series that are available to buy. So many series that are just ongoing and really long, and just generally you can really be busting the bank when it comes to collecting manga. So there's just a few things that are a few tips that I've kind of put into place myself when it came to collecting manga for the first time. And one of the biggest things that I do, I really do like quality, like actual physical quality, but if obviously money's short, or you're just kind of starting out, you don't really want to go out and splurge and basically spend as much money as you possibly can and end up obviously breaking the bank. So I think one thing that is the first point to really go on, especially if you're new to manga as well, is to buy something that's accessible, something that you will like, something that's probably mainstream. Because obviously if it's mainstream and it's you can basically talk to more people about it, more reviews of it will be accessible. You'll be able to basically get a lot of people's opinions on the series. And I think a really good place to start is Death Note. Not only is Death Note a great series, but it's really accessible and it's something really different as well. Basically taking into account the demographic that it's aimed for. It is actually really dark. And the plus side is that you can buy it in an omnibus release. This is the omnibus version, the black edition, which is a 2-in-1 omnibus, which will lead me on to my second point. Is to cut down the costs, look for omnibus editions. Now, as you may be aware, there are a lot of series that are ongoing that don't have any definite end in sight, and as the consumer, we do like to cut down costs when it comes to collecting longer series, and the distributors basically partner to this, which is why they release things like Genjiken. This is a 3-in-1, so you're essentially saving. You're getting one volume for free with the price that this is at. This is especially good when it comes to premium quality releases as well. I mean, take Viz's Vizbig line of manga, where you basically get 3-in-1, one 3-in-1 volume, a larger trim size, better quality paper, coloured pages to boot, and just generally the whole experience of reading the manga is much more better than reading the actual single volumes that are released and cost more. It's just much better. It's much more cost effective. You get a better product, and everyone's happy at the end of the day. Okay, now the way I see it, there's two sides to collecting manga. You can be like me and be a bit of a risk taker and take a gamble and blind buy, which a large percentage of the time it does actually work out for me, where I like the look of a series, or I like a book design, I'll maybe read the synopsis on the back and think, you know what, I'm gonna try this, I'll buy it, and you know, I'll maybe get like 1 or, you know, 3 volumes, and, you know, kind of try it out from there, and either I like it or I end up dropping it. But I never regret that decision that I made, that initial decision of blind buying something, because yeah, I do get a little bit of an adrenaline rush from doing that, because I'm thinking to myself, right, this could potentially be my next big series, you know, my next favourite series. You know, I think that's one of the best things about blind buying something, is because it's a mystery, and you don't know what you're going to get. But on the other side of the coin, you can be more calculated and more, I guess you could say, responsible when it comes to your buying, and you can basically now, this is where you'll have to do a little bit of research. Now, what I mean by that is, you know, check out reviews. You know, there is so much out there on, you know, the World Wide Web for you to check out, and, you know, to give you a really good, solid, you know, foundation for wanting to try out a new series. You know, and basically YouTube isn't your only outlet for doing that. I think that the best kind of reviews to really check out are people who you know, like critique reviews, you know, things like that, where you maybe read a periodical or a magazine, you know, get a professional's opinion on a series. But also as well, if you're wanting a more you know, personal opinion of a series that you maybe want to check out, then, you know, actually check out you know, individual reviews, you know, actual consumer reviews, basically on YouTube or Goodreads, or, you know, just basically outlets like that, Anime News Network, MyAnimeList, where people put on their own personal reviews, whether written or vlog style or video style. And you know, I've come across loads of different series by actually exploring that route, and that's probably the best route to go down. One thing that you need to be wary of, though, especially when it comes to vlog style reviews, is spoilers, because obviously the more personal reviews of people actually talking about the series, then, you know, that they may or may not be riddled with spoilers. So I think, you know, you definitely need to be careful with what kind of reviews you watch. And it's probably best to actually read reviews, or, you know, become familiar with the person who you're watching, just so you know that they're not the kind of person who, you know, basically talks about spoilers, or at least puts in spoiler alerts, you know, in their videos. But yeah, if you want to go down the responsible route when it comes to collecting, then checking out people's reviews, reading magazines. You know, if you actually want to invest your time into, you know, collecting manga, or, you know, actually wanting to get into a series, then especially when it comes to critic reviews, where, you know, they're essentially selling the series to you without giving anything away. So before you pick up a series, you'll be armed with the knowledge that you need in order to you know, invest in that series without actually knowing anything about the series itself. And one thing as well is to, you know, become familiar with, you know, particular, you know, different demographics, because, you know, the kind of default setting right now is like shonen. Everybody goes for like the shonen, or, you know, the shoujo. But there's so much more to explore when it comes to seinen, and only now in the West I was starting to get a little bit more josei manga, and that's something that's completely new to me as well. I mean, the term josei is only something that I've become familiar with in like the last year or so. It's just something that's, you know, just been a non-entity to me. You know, older women's manga, you know, it's never been something that I've concerned myself with. But now there are distributors who are, you know, going them extra lengths in order to get, you know, josei manga published. And, you know, out of the realm of shoujo and shonen, you know, there's just so much more to explore in terms of not only titles to explore, but also the diversity of the stories that are created. Because shoujo and you know, and shonen always follow a formulaic pattern, if you will, because obviously they're limited to what they can actually show, you know, for the audience that they're targeted to. So yeah, I mean, there's just a few pointers, you know, off the top of my head that I feel, you know, need to be put into place, you know, essentially when you're actually buying new manga or new series to, you know, check out. So yeah, now I'm going to go ahead and I think there's a few questions on the last week's Sunday Archive video that I want to answer. So I'm just going to pull that video up. Okay, so another question from Alien Raptor. He asked another really interesting question. Is there an aspect to a series that has been introduced that made you stop enjoying the series entirely? Now, this is somewhat of a rarity for me, but what I'm about to say is probably one of the biggest reasons why I've kind of cut down on buying or investing in longer running series. And basically, I really enjoyed Naruto, as many people did. But as soon as the Pain arc ended, and, you know, we kind of went into this World War thing, I just thought it just didn't match the series for what it was. It no longer became anything about ninjas, or, well, I guess you could argue from the start, you know, yeah, it didn't really have anything to do with ninjas. Ninjas were just a template, sort of these people battling each other, and it was just a generic shonen battle manga, but it was good for what it was. But the series definitely declined when the Fourth Great Ninja War arc, you know, commenced. You know, characters just became obsolete. You know, it just became, oh, let's just all have a big battle and, you know, end the series that way. And that really didn't, you know, go down well with me. And the basically volume 47, I can pinpoint the exact volume, is the last volume I actually thoroughly enjoyed. And from there on afterwards, it was just, you know, I'm collecting it for the collection's sake. I'm reading it just for the fact that I want to know how it ends. And I could see how a lot of people also were on the same page as this. You know, a lot of people ended up bashing the Naruto series, and it created a lot of flame wars and controversy. You know, in the anime community, in the YouTube anime community, not just the YouTube anime community, just generally the manga community globally, I guess you could say, because it was just such a controversial ending, and, you know, lots of different things, and, you know, people were like, oh, it's brilliant, and a lot of people were like, oh no, it sucks. And you know, I wasn't necessarily, I thought it sucked personally, but I never really contributed anything to, you know, because obviously I'm not a chapter reviewer or anything like that, so I never contributed to the actual, you know, the discussion. I just thought personally, you know, it's a series that I really enjoyed at a time, and now it's ended just with a whimper. You know, it didn't go out with a bang or anything like that. So yeah, I mean, that's the only real instance I can really you know, that really springs to mind when it comes to, you know, kind of just really liking a series and something that's introduced that, you know, basically takes away my complete enjoyment of the series. I guess on a lesser note, you can say also the One Piece time skip. I guess, you know, I mean, I don't really enjoy everything after the time skip with One Piece. The time skip and generally the Paramount War in general was quite anticlimactic for me. You know, I didn't really enjoy it. Basically, the last volume of One Piece that, you know, I was really hyped for was, I think, volume 53. That's when Luffy's on the island of, you know, basically the island of the Amazons. You know, about Hancock and everybody. I think that's the last volume that I really enjoyed it. And everything from there on up with like Impel Down, Paramount War, and then the New World arc has just been really anticlimactic for me. So yeah, they're basically two big reasons why I've kind of cut down on investing in long-running series, especially shonen battle manga. You know, I just generally don't really enjoy it now. And one thing that really put, you know, was like the last nail in the coffin was Manga the Labyrinth of Magic, because it started pretty good. I really enjoyed the first volume. I actually did a first impression video on the first volume and I talked about how funny it was. But then after reading a few more volumes of that, I just thought, it's just not for me. And, you know, people have said, you know, give it another chance, but the likelihood that I'll give it another chance at this point is pretty slim, because obviously it is a long-running series. I think it's like 18 or 20 volumes in Japan already. And, you know, I just don't want to invest in something and, you know, basically create more space, you know, less space in my room for something that ultimately I'm probably not going to enjoy. But yeah, that's answered that question. That concludes the Sunday Arch-ive. I hope this has been informative to anybody who, you know, is kind of, you know, starting off collecting. I know a lot of my watchers are already, you know, well versed in collecting manga, but this is just something I wanted to touch upon. Also, one thing I want to make a note of as well is I do now have an ask.fm account, so you can ask me any questions on there. People have been asking me questions already. You know, if you want to network more with me, I'm on Twitter. I don't really use Instagram or Facebook, so, you know, no point getting me on there. But Twitter, I use Twitter daily. And also as well, if you want to support me personally, you know, I always have my book depository affiliate link where you can buy basically manga on there, cheap manga for a really good price. You know, it's free worldwide shipping, and I get commission off any sale that's made. So yeah, that's cool. So that'd be a bonus to actually watching this video. So yeah, I will catch you guys next Sunday. Not next Monday. It'll definitely be this coming Sunday because I'm working this Monday anyway. So yeah, I'll catch you then. Goodbye.